Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Code Chasers. I am Madhulakshman Atiketi. In this video, we will see one of the most important topic in Python, that is encapsulation. This is one of the most important topic in OOPS and also in Python, okay? And this is also one of the most important topic that will be asked in Python based interviews, okay? So what is first of all encapsulation? If at all you break the term, we will come across a term called capsule, right? Capsule. What is generally a capsule do? Capsule is generally used for like treating some illness or anything. That's okay. But what does like a capsule like look like? It will look like this, like as appearing on the screen. Inside this capsule cover will be having this medicine, right? Will having some powder, medicine powder that will treat the illness, right? The medicine here is like a precious element to us, okay? Precious element to us, that is treating the illness, okay? So we are using this capsule and like making this capsule as a protective layer to the medicine inside this capsule, okay? This capsule is acting like a protective layer, okay? Protective layer, okay? So there is one version of like protection while discussing encapsulation, okay? So we will touch this version of protection in like encapsulation bit later, but before that we will see what does this encapsulation will like define. Will encapsulation defines. Encapsulation in Python describes the concept of bundling data and methods within a single unit. Bundling means what? Bundling means grouping, okay? So grouping data and methods into a single unit, within a single unit. Likewise, we are grouping, or we are actually collecting this particular medicine and closing it in one particular container called capsule. Here we will collect data, we will collect methods, we will close or we will group them in one particular container, or like grouping, or we will close in, or we will keep them, or we will actually group them in one particular unit, okay? One particular unit. You might be thinking of the best example which can address this encapsulation, that is class, okay? In class we will be having multiple variables, multiple methods that will be grouped under one particular unit, that is called class, okay? Here if at all you see, I have taken a simple class parent, okay, in which we have a constructor and also we have another method called print date, and also we have these two variables here. So in class, like here the data in the sense the variables, okay, the variables that what we are using here, these variables, this like this is one method we have here. It's not compulsion that we'll be having only one method in the class, right? So we can have multiple methods, we can have multiple variables, okay? We are grouping here data, that is variables, and also methods in particular like one roof, under one roof, that is class, okay? This is somehow the concept of encapsulation itself. Here we are grouping data, and also methods in within one single unit, that is class, okay? So here we are implementing the concept of encapsulation with the help of class here. So class is one of the best example which can address the concept of encapsulation, okay? So like I have discussed one more perspective, which is protection in encapsulation, right? What does like this actually mean? What is the scope of protection in encapsulation? So for that I will take an example of college, okay? I'll take an example of college and I'll explain it to you. So if at all you treat this particular thing, like this particular block or this particular square box as a college, we will take this as like a BTech college, okay? BTech college. In BTech college we have like multiple groups, like groups, triple E group, mechanical group, we have IT group, okay, we have ECE group, and also we have dedicated blocks. We have triple E block dedicated to triple E group, mechanical block dedicated to mechanical block, etc. And also we'll be having admin block here, admin block. what does like this admin block contains? It contains academic details, academic details of students. It contains fee details of students. It also contains in fact personal details of students. So this is kind of information that can't be shared with anyone. This is a kind of information that everyone should not have access to. See, any random student should not have access to this particular information, right? Any random staff should not have this access to this particular information, right? It can be misused. The personal details of the students can be misused. The academic details of the students can be misused. Okay, in some colleges, fee, that is like money, also will be stored in admin block. So the money also will be misused. So we have to restrict the access to this particular admin block. So we can do this by one simple method or one particular solution we can have for this. That is, we can provide some special ID cards. Special ID cards, and we have to we have to issue these ID cards to only those people who work in this particular admin block. Okay. So we have to issue this particular special ID cards to those people who work in admin block. Okay, mainly admin staff. Okay, so this particular, like any particular student, any student, random student or random staff should not hold this special ID cards. So we have to like keep a swiping machine, like we have to keep a swipe door which has like the swiping machine embedded in it, so that anyone comes anyone comes to enter into the admin block should swipe their card like at that swiping machine. Those people who have special ID cards only should be allowed into this admin block. If at all some random student or random staff comes to this particular admin block and swipe his card, the access should be restricted. It should say that access is restricted to you. Like that, it should show a message. So by this solution, I can restrict access to this admin block, right? Restrict access to this particular admin block, I can say. So this is one kind of solution. Coming back to the concept of encapsulation, in generally Python will be whenever we are writing a program, like depends upon the requirement, we can have like 1000 lines of code, we can have like 2000 lines of code properly segregated. Okay, so in the 2000 lines of code, we'll be having multiple variables, multiple methods, like depending upon the requirement, we'll declare variables, we'll create or will define methods. Okay, so there will be some part of the code or some part of the program, some part of the data that needs a restriction to be accessed. Okay, likewise we have a restriction to admin block which contains some precious data like admin details or fees details or personal details. Every programmer might be having some precious part of the data that cannot be accessed throughout the program. It should be having a restriction in accessing that particular part of the data. Okay, if at all we have this particular program, we'll be having variables, we'll be having methods. There are some variables or there are some methods which we have like some part of data that should be restricted to be accessed anywhere in the program. Okay, can we do that? The way we have implemented a solution to restrict the access of admin block in a college, can we restrict the part of a data to be accessed throughout the program, throughout anywhere in the program? You cannot access that particular data because this data has some precious information. Okay, throughout the program you cannot access. You should have to access that particular data. You should have some privileges. You should have some like special access. Okay, special access, I can say. So likewise we had like special ID cards in a college to access admin block. We should have special access to access this particular data in a program. Can we address this particular problem with the help of any concept in Python? Yes, the answer is yes. We can address this problem with the help of encapsulation. How can we access this, or sorry, how can we address this problem with the help of encapsulation is by using access modifiers. Okay, access modifiers is one of the most important concept. Okay, modifiers is one of the most important concepts and also one of the most interesting concept because it will restrict the access to use some part of data anywhere in the program. It will, to access some part of data, you should have some special access. Okay, so with the, with the help of access modifiers, we can achieve or we can address this scenario. So there are mainly three types of access modifiers. One is public access modifier, one is private access modifier, and other is protected access modifier. Okay, with the help of these three access modifiers, we can achieve the scenario of restricting the access to some part of data, or like any part of data that we want to. Okay, so what are access modifiers? Like, what is a public access modifier, what is a private access modifier, what is a protected access modifier, we will see in detail in our upcoming videos. Okay, by this video I hope you understood the basic concept of encapsulation, and also I hope you understood the scope of encapsulation in Python. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. If at all you find this video useful, you please try to subscribe to my channel and share this video to those people who are preparing for Python programming language. Thank you so much.